Because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. I smoke my stogie
with AshHoles.
I don't have to find a hideout place like you.
Hey guys, no random pick today. Why? Because today I want to review the Cohiba Cuban. And since I'm here in New York, unfortunately we do not have these here in the city, but I'd still like to let you know what. So I got this one from my buddy Bradley. I'm gonna tag him up there. Real quick, Cohiba was established in 1966 by Castro as his personal smoke. He also made them and only gave them out to certain European diplomats. So they started as a very exclusive brand. Don't quote me on this, but here's how the story goes. One day Castro was walking through his palace and he smelled a very beautiful smell. A wonderful smell that filled up the whole room. And what he saw is, he saw one of his guards smoking a nice, long Lancero. Just smoking away. Yeah, comes up to the guard and he says, buddy, what the fuck you smoking? And he says, well, this is a hand roll that I got from this woman somewhere in a village far, far away. And Castro pretty much said, bring me to this chick. I want to see what the fuck she's got. Hey, I want to see what's going on. And then they get to the farm, they find this woman hand rolling cigars, and it's one of the best cigars that he's ever had. And actually the silhouette on the Cohiba cigar is actually supposed to be the silhouette of the woman in the story. And on top of that, I believe Cohiba means tobacco. It's either the word for tobacco or it's the name of a native tribe in the area. I'm not 100% sure, but that's where the name comes from as well, and that's a little story. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's true. It's what I heard from word of mouth, but it seems pretty reasonable to me. Let's give this shit thing a smell test. Okay. The wrapper, not much. A little sour, sweet, fermented smell, but not that much at all. Now, the filler, however, is very sweet and very woody. Oh, delicious. More lighter. Oh, woo! The beginning of the Cohiba Cubans is absolutely phenomenal. Has a very strong, leathery, I would say more like a barnyard sweetness that's prevalent. Like, oh my god, it's just coating my whole palate. Plus, this is my first cigar of the day, so I'm tasting every little drop. Like this, it's just so good. So many levels to it as well. You can see I'm excited. So one thing that's kind of pissing me off, and this is kind of like a regular thing with Cubans, is it's pulling like shit. The burn is great, flavor is 10 out of 10, but the pull is super duper hard. Now, what I always like to say about Cubans is if a quarter or a third of them pull like shit, that is a perfect sign that your Cubans are real. Because about a third of them suck. Remember, the small island of Cuba has to supply pretty much the rest of the world, other than the USA. So can you imagine that one island having to do Asia, Russia, Europe, you know, the Middle East, Africa, everywhere else? It's insane. So that's why when they had to ramp up production on this thing, unfortunately the quality of the construction went down. Look at how nice and gray the ash is. Just coming back to something that I mentioned in my AshHole review, you know, the gray ash is you know, very good indicator that the Cubans are real. All right, we're about an inch in. Just look at that burn. Meticulous, man. Flavor is very, very, very nice. The sweetness backed up a little bit. Kind of upset about that, but it's really the end of the world. Because what is there is, again, that barnyard leather is ramped up a little bit, which is very, very, very pleasant. And I'd say even just a bit of citrus on the end. Definitely medium to full. It opened up, the sweetness is back, the smoke production has increased. I would say it was like a 5 before, now it's like a solid 7, which actually is a big difference between 5 and 7. Like, I'm enjoying it much, much more. It actually did tone down a little bit in strength, which is really interesting. The reason for that is because I was drawing so fucking hard that I was burning it out a little bit. And now that the draw fixed up, I don't have to pull as hard, and now the sweetness is able to come back. It's not really getting any more bitter or more peppery, but it is definitely increasing in flavor. I gotta say, the second half is absolutely fucking stupendous. God, it feels like I'm eating a fucking steak, man, and you really can't beat that. Smooth and just leathery, so good. So I'm getting down to the last inch. Things not giving up. See, the one thing I can tell you about these Cohibas is it's one of the few cigars that I'm smoking like this, like, because it gets all the way down to the fingertips. That's how delicious they are. 10 out of 10. Draws 9 out of 10. All right, pretty much finished up with this smoke, unfortunately, because I honestly, I could have Probably used it 2 times longer about, but it's so unbelievable. I mean, people talk about the Cubans here in America in hushed tones, but for good reason. This one is a great smoke. To be honest, the Cohibas, even though this is an amazing smoke, actually surprisingly used to be better. You can imagine the cigar market has gone up tremendously in the last couple of years, and that one island has to supply a whole world pretty much. So you can imagine the strain it has. The production, the fermentation, the aging, all of that has definitely gone down, you know what I'm saying, because they have to just produce so much more. They have to train more rollers, and they're just not as good as they used to be. That's why like a quarter of them don't pull at all. But good.
I love cigars. Blah, blah, blah.